so serious about what I said about Hellblade, bro. Like,
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be
just the
back
fact that like
on
there's
the
no fucking poppin' in this game,
inside.
like at
I
all.
don't wanna be,
So
I don't wanna be left on the outside, all
like,
alone. All alone.
yeah, it sucks.
Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
Discussing that heat in the street, hey, we got just what you need on vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone. I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got
All
what you need.
alone.
Vitamin G. Ay. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beats, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this vitamin G. Vitamin G. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone.
Vitamin G. Got what you need. Vitamin G. Got what you need.
all alone.
Final round. I already know how I'm coming, man. Try run the town. Tell no duck when they hear that sound. How they gon' come up now? Heavy as the head that'll wear that crown. I'm going pound for pound. And if it's about smoke, then we tote all of that. From an ounce to a pound. Check it, they biting this now. Cause my drip right up the sea. How could they be? Give me a couple of rounds. Cause I'm a beast when I'm on vitamin G. You see they start crumbling now. Mad struck start mumbling now. Get the gist, I ain't reaching for cloud. Plot twist, I'm the one with the keys. Clock blitz, know they look how it freeze. Different continents, I be torn. We living life, making yours look boring. See, we win at the end, it's a spoiler warning. Cause I keep heating up, I might blow the whole planet. They calling me toxic like global warming. But they keep tuning in once again and again. I'm the one at the top, just to form a warning. Truly, I'm De Niro when it come to movies. Get De Niro, entertain the groupies. Habanero if you come pursue me. But I hop on the gang, too busy rolled up whenever my girl getting moody. Link up with the gang, we all go insane. Catching them doors on the duty. I'm in Stixie, I'm locked in. Bought a box, I was like 10. Back then, used to box, nowadays they ain't throwing hands. Mama said we got more advanced. One thing about me, I adapt, bought a Glock fin. Keep me safe from the block in. The game kept me off the block. Ain't got flex about looting my Ruger. I can shit on you with my computer. See my graphics card costs more than your damn job can afford to pay you. And my monitor, big as hell, detail, so I can see when I spray you. To reload the clip and record the clip is go all say to that SSD. Know a whole lot of trill game heads like me wanna see tuned into that VGP. Take over the west and the east, and we got just what you need on vitamin G.
He might
Yep.
have been it before, but yeah.
I've
Also,
been
Jube, Captain PlayStation, how are you? What you been playing?
man, I'm Captain Gaming, bro. Like that's just where we at. Like ain't no fake neutral over here. I've been playing a lot of Wukong. I made a hell of a lot of progress in chapter 3 of that game after being stuck for a couple of weeks. Um, yeah, that Yin Tiger can go fuck himself. He was, yeah. Everything that I fought after him has been like a breeze in comparison. So I'm just like, yeah.
So the difficulty, is it on Elden level or way easier?
Yeah. As a whole, it is easier than Elden Ring because you can, like I said, you can respec for free. Um, and it doesn't cost you anything. You just go to a shrine and you can literally change. You can reallocate all your points whenever you want. Kind of like in Kazan, where like, oh, this build doesn't really do much in this area. You literally just go and make another one, and you're good. Um, but yeah, no, like he was just cheap. He had like a bunch of like instant teleports and AOE grabs and shit. And I'm just like, man, this guy. Um, but yeah, I'm still having fun with it. I'm trying to get as many as the side bosses done as I can. I keep running into them, so pretty cool. And then I was also playing Hellblade today, and I'm still playing Hellblade. So yeah,
You didn't beat it yet?
What, Hellblade 2? No. Yep.
Okay, so I'm Captain Xbox right now. I have been playing. So I wish Coffee was here because I wanted to talk about Nine Souls. So basically, I went all the way to the final boss and I dropped it. And not because I disliked the game. Now, the game is great. It's just I was going for for the best ending, which basically the final boss have a third form, but apparently I fucked up somewhere around the way and I missed out on the first form. Yeah, I'm not gonna fight the second form only. So maybe down the line I'm gonna play it all over again. So I started a game called Eternal Strand. It's actually in Game Pass. Um, so imagine Immortal Phoenix Rising and Shadow of the Colossus had a baby. That's basically Eternal Strand. It's it's two game in one where you fight random enemies on the in the world map, and then they introduce colossals that you can climb on them and lower their health bit by bit and then destroy them, kill them, or absorbing their magic. I I am enjoying the story. The story is actually interesting, but what I love about it the most is the humor in the game. It's the humor, but also the sense of exploration. And another thing I love is, unlike other game where you have nobody helping you or just one person helping you, here you're actually with a group of people and everyone have his or her own expertise and they're all pulling their work and doing their work to help you. So basically you're a group of people and you're going to the same goalpost. And I'm loving what I'm playing. Uh, just spoke about it with Jubei. The magic system can
It's
be
ass.
a
It's it's
little
it's,
bit
it's bad.
wonky. I'm being nice, dude.
No, it's
Being
bad.
bad doesn't even like it's almost like it never got past testing. Like
That's how it feels. Yeah.
I like you're like so. I have fire and ice, okay, and you would assume fire is gonna melt the ice, but it
Right.
doesn't work that well.
It
It
does. It
just
does, but it's very slow, and you have to be extremely close.
and
It's really
also
dumb.
and even worse, it burns the area
Yep.
around you, so you start
And
taking
and you take
damage.
damage. Yep.
And the other and and if you flip it, it's literally the same. If there is
Yep.
an area on ice and you put fire on it, you burn it and
Yep.
then you take damage. And if there's a fire area and you use ice, you don't even freeze the area, you just freeze a little bit, but you still taking damage. Yeah, this is why I'm for the most part not using magic. It's not the only magic that is feasible is the one where you grab something and throw it at the enemy.
Yep.
Even that little vortex is iffy
Oh,
and
oh,
clunky.
the gravity thing.
Yeah,
Yeah, they didn't really explain like, oh, you can
like
you drop the field and then you have to aim at the field and shoot it again to like get it
yeah,
to blow up.
no, it's like my dude. Sometimes when I put that gravity thing, it prevent enemies from hitting me with their magic. Other time,
Yep.
if they still hit me, I'm like,
Yep.
game, were you tested? Like I get it. This is clearly a double A, and I'm not gonna
Yeah.
lie. Like, fighting like the climbing and fighting the Colossus is great. It's fun. It's entertaining.
Yep.
The normal bobs is wherever you are just moving past it. Um, the addiction comes from the loot drops
Yep.
because, and to me, this is one of the best armor system I have ever encountered. A smithing system I have ever encountered in video game history.
Yes.
So basically, and let me explain why. When you collect something, and let's say you have just enough to create this awesome sword, uh, in a normal game, you're like, okay, so if I create the awesome sword, I need to gather more resources for this other thing or to build a better sword. But with this one, no. When you dismantle this sword, you get all your items back.
Yep.
Like, this is so genius. It's not even funny. But yeah, so they do a lot of things good and some bad. But yeah, I'm having fun. Also, shout out to PlayStation. I need to get it, but what you call it? High on Life. I heard a lot about it, so I'm gonna try it and see what the fuss is about. But
Oh
that's
yeah.
about it for me.
People. I've been good, man. I've not really changed anything that I've played since last week. The only thing I added to the great list of games that I've been playing is Dynasty Warriors Legends. It's called Legends, right?
Nice.
I'm enjoying it. It is very much a Dynasty Warriors game. But it's real fun. Like,
But it's not at the same time, right?
yeah, it's closer. So like, it's a lot more focused on like I need to kill this enemy general and get these
Yeah.
1v1 fights as opposed to just slashing your way through thousands of people. Even though you still can do that. And there's like a kind of story here. I can't say I'm too terribly interested in it. Largely,
Yeah.
if you've played one Dynasty Warriors, if you played Romance of the Three Kingdoms, if you've just studied the War of the Three Kingdoms, like you know what's going on here. Same cast of characters. Uh, but it's
Lubu is
cool.
evil, defeat him and call it a day. Yeah, I know,
I've
I feel
not
you.
I've not run into Lubu yet, but I'm only on chapter 2.
Uh,
Um,
well, with the demo, they had him at level 100. I'm not joking. Where
I'm
you're at level 25 or something like that. And there is a
no
way
doubt
to
about
beat him. I've seen a lot of people beat him on YouTube.
it. Yeah.
It depends on your build, though. By the way, what's your thought on introducing the block button, but also the parry button, and how they made it almost close to 1v1 at
Okay.
time, where you
I
fight
like the
the
1v1s.
yeah
I prefer those. So the block and parry make a lot of sense. I think it's a good complement to the game. Since before you aren't just like hacking and slashing a bunch of random people, even though those random people are there. Like a lot of it devolves into let me find the captain and 1v1 him the whole time. Which is really fun because all of the, like, what I see what they did was instead of giving you access to all these characters, they gave you access to at least I think it's like 8 different weapons, which covers some of the characters, not everybody. So like that kind of alleviates not being able to play with some of the people I used to like to play with. I think I have about 4, not 5, sword, spear, gauntlets, rings, and a bigger sword. Um, so it's going through. It's comfortable. I like it. Uh, Getting around is easy. It's a whole overworld map. It's a good change, man. Like this is definitely the best Dynasty Warriors
yeah
I played
they
in a long time.
they found a way to rejuvenate the franchise because the
And make
previous
it
one was
different.
at its final leg, and they found a way to inject that steroid into it, and it feels genuinely fresh.
Yeah. So other than that, I'm beating my head against the wall in Jurassic World Evolution 2. The last uh story mission for the original Jurassic Park campaign is to get, I think it's for everyone, to get 5 stars in your park, and I just can't. I keep getting like 4.8. 0.9, it's just really difficult to get 5 stars. So I'm still trying to tweak and figure that out. But that's largely it, man.
Have you killed a few humans along the way?
Yes. My first couple of playthroughs I did unintentionally because there's a whole mechanic of when dinosaurs break out, you're supposed to put everybody in emergency shelters. First and foremost is you need enough emergency shelters to cover all aspects of your park. That was the first. I only put like 2 up. That was real bad. And I also just didn't open them. I didn't know I was supposed to open them. So raptors ran through my park eating a bunch of people. Which is then funny because you got to pay for lawyer fees. And it becomes really difficult. And the dinosaurs are their own separate things, right? Like some of them will fight each other. There's some skill set in learning which dinosaurs can cohabitate with each other. Like I thought, if anybody's seen Jurassic Park 2, Compies, the tiny little dinosaurs, would like do real well with the raptors. The raptors immediately ate them. And I was like, well, that's a waste of money. So time to start all over again. But it's fun. I love sim management. If I can't get 5 stars, I think I'm just gonna move to the next park, see what they have. But I suspect every park's in game is get 5 stars. So I'll get it at least to 90% in all of them, and then circle back and try to get 5 stars.
Great. Glad you're having fun. By the way, when you can, try to play the game Eternal Strand. You might enjoy it.
Eternal. That's the game you were just talking about, right?
Yeah.
Eternal Strand. I'll put it on the list.
What game was that, Zero?
Eternal Strand.
Yes.
Okay.
You know what, Omar, just because of what when you talked about like the crafting system, just being able to just increase the rarity of like the materials you have on something and then get them back is like just dope. I get like it's super cool.
Like the crafting system is so how do I say that, quality of life improvement is not even
Absolutely.
funny.
It looks good. I'm looking at some preview play of it right now. Is it class based?
No.
Okay.
Basically, you're just one person, and you have magic, and you can make use of magic.
Gotcha.
I recommend it. By the way, Coffee, I finished. Oh no, I didn't finish it. I'm not gonna lie. I dropped 9 souls.
You dropped 9 souls?
Yeah, not for the reason you're gonna think of. I actually got to the final boss.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah, basically the boss have 3 phases if you go for the true ending. And I was going for the true ending, but somehow around the way I got locked out of the true ending. So I rage quit.
I understand why you would rage quit.
It felt like I literally started this game so I can beat the 3rd phase of the boss, because I heard it's super mega difficult and I wanted to challenge myself. And when I found out that I'm not going to be able to fight it, I'm like, fuck this game. I might pick it up later and try again, because there are some roadblocks with this game. Some bosses, 2 bosses gave me a headache. 2 or 3, I forgot how many.
I'm not gonna lie. I love the mechanics of the game, but some of those matchups, you're like, wow, like they really want me to like be perfect. Many times.
Like,
and on a 2D field, sometimes it's tough. That's all I say. For me, sometimes I struggle more with 2D games than 3D when it comes to like really difficult situations.
There is one boss, she got the speed, but once you know what her weakness is, you're like, come on, should have explained that. But
is that the chick who traps you in that cage? I just ran into her.
Where are you now?
I just got like, I'm really still early in the game because I'll talk about what I've been playing, but it was like the purple girl, and she like trapped you in the cage, and her minions were like beating up on the cage. She was like, "You idiots! What are you even doing?"
Oh, that one. You're early.
Yeah, I'm pretty early. Yeah.
Gotcha. she's actually rated one of the worst boss, which I kind of agree.
Oh, I
So be
see.
prepared. Yeah. No, not worth in the sense of difficult, in the sense of how easy it is.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah. But yeah, what you been playing?
Yeah, me. Let's see. What have I been playing? Okay, so well, the first thing I just want to give a shout out to. I know this was on Game Pass. I think like a year ago. So shout out to Jubei and Pharaoh. Little Gator game. I have not personally been playing it, but I've been watching my son play it. And for
Little
people who
Gear?
don't, yeah, it's called Little Gator Game. Okay, this game is a very cozy, you cannot die adventure game, very much inspired by a combination of Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time and Legend of Zelda: Wind Waker. It looks like Wind Waker, but it plays like a really easy version of um, Legend of Heroes. My goodness, Legend of Zelda: Ocarina of Time. So it's a 3D game. It looks extremely cartoony. It's about a little gator and his older sister, and it basically plays a story where he wants to be the hero of his own RPG. But in the game, he's using his imagination to make things like he's playing an RPG. And while he's playing with his sister, years go by, and his sister ends up going off to college. Now she's back in town, but she's too busy to play with him. So now he has to try to convince her to still play by setting up all these things that make it look like he's in an RPG world. So him and his friends start setting
Interesting.
up like cardboard enemies and having quests. And what the little gator finds is all of these friends on this huge island set up all these random quests to make him feel like he's the hero. And there's different skills you can find. You can get like little guns and climbing tools and like a grappling hook. And so my son loves it. Here's the thing: my son has not mastered the camera controls for 3D games. You know, like something that all of us, it's like we don't even think about it anymore. But for him, like
Yeah.
using a second joystick to turn the camera, it's like a foreign language. But to see him start to master that and moving in the 3D space in an environment that's kind of like cozy, like it's not like you can die really, perfect for him. And so I just wanted to give a shout out to them. The reason why I got him that game is I heard that this game is actually getting a DLC this year. It came out, I think, yeah, it came out like late 2023 or 24. I know Pharaoh, Juba, you guys probably know this game, but it's really great. Like if I think Pharaoh, I don't know, I'm trying to think. Nobody else has kids that are like gaming age yet, right? Juba, your kids aren't gaming age just yet. Oh yeah, I'm sorry, your daughter. I feel like I'm sorry, I want to say kids, but I feel like your kids are a little bit too old. Like they might be. They already play Fortnite and stuff, so I don't think they need camera control like coaching or anything like that. But if you've got like kids, yeah, so they know how to like do 3D space navigation and stuff like that. But for kids who
But can
need
you not just play the game just for the story and gameplay,
you
or
you can. I will say this: it is not a game that you're going to be like, "Wow, that was hard." Literally, I hate to say this. Literally, the entire game has no moving enemies. There's no.
oh,
It's not like
interesting.
a challenging game at all,
Okay, so you
but
need
it's
to take it.
super cute.
Interesting. So you need to take it like an interactive with game.
Yes, it is the
Okay.
coziest of cozy games. There's no way to die. There's no
Interesting.
falling damage. There's nobody shooting you. But there is like this overarching story to collect all these friends that will convince Little Gator's sister to play Pretend. Um, so shout out to them. Another game I did finish on Switch was Cat Quest 3. This is
Yeah,
also a
I
game I've been
played the
playing.
demo
You played the demo.
for one. Yeah, I love
Um,
Cat Quest.
so I
You
finished
beat
Cat
one
Quest
too?
2. I had not beat 1, but I finished 2, and now I finished 3. I think Cat Quest 3, I haven't played the first one, but Cat Quest 3 is so much better than 2, in my opinion. From
Absolutely.
just in terms of like variety, interesting characters, weapons, just overarching like the story in my opinion for 2 was just drawn out. It was just so drawn out. For 3, it just feels it's a bigger world, but it goes fast. And it just had more cool things going on in it. So if you are I don't know if Cat Quest 3 is on Game Pass or whatever, but it it's really fun.
It's on all platforms, I think. Also
On
with
all platforms.
PlayStation 5, you can try it with the DualSense. There's a demo for
Yeah.
it.
Yeah, I would have played it on PlayStation, but my son really wanted it, and you know, I'm so one son's playing Gator Game on PlayStation 4, and the other son's playing Cat Quest 3 on Switch. So I had to make sure like we were going between at the balance. But so yeah, that's been good. The other game I've been playing is Visions of Mana. Of course, I'm the JRPG guy. Yeah, so I'm playing Visions of Mana. I've been meaning to talk to Pharaoh about this. Visions of Mana is really good. I like that on PS5. A lot of the sound effects for the game come through the DualSense. I was not expecting that. Like those various attacks and animations and sounds that are all coming through the DualSense. I can't think of almost any JRPG on PS5 that does that. Love the combat. It's been great. I'm in some of the first areas, so not too far, but I'm having a great time. I try to mix up my turn-based RPGs with my action-based, and of course, I'm coming out of Trails, which was 200 hours. So it is very nice playing Visions, and I know Visions is a shorter game. Love the opening sequence and animation, and kind of just going through the first section with I think it's Val, and I forget the girl that he's traveling with, because it's just a completely new area. I gotta start to get into the environment. And the last thing is I'm finally like really diving into No Man's Sky. I really like No Man's Sky. It has a little interesting quirks with like survival that are a little bit, I think, more unintuitive than they need to be, but everything that they added to this new worlds update made me go, I really need to sit down for just like 45 minutes and explore all these changes. So I haven't even done all that, but I'm like building my first like real base, going through all those steps, and hopefully I could crossplay with somebody. I know somebody must play No Man's Sky.
Innate, if you want Innate, you can hit him up.
Oh, an 8? Okay.
Yeah, he is a huge No Man's Sky fan.
That's what's up. Yeah, I need to put in like maybe another hour or so, get some more resources, and yeah, I mean, so many things were fighting me. I like violated some one of the planets, I guess habitable, anything that's considered a disturbance to the ecosystem will send out the drones to fight with you, and I'm like trying to kill them. They just keep coming. So
I'm surprised no trails this week.
You said no what?
No trails. Yeah.
Oh yeah, no trail.
Normally, every week you're playing trail. What happened?
So I finished the latest Trails, so I'm just waiting until the new Trails comes out, which will be this fall. Now, in terms of Trails propaganda, Trails through Daybreak 2 comes out next week. This is the game I played in 2022, and
good.
I think the game is going to be a little more divisive than most Trails games, but I enjoyed it. I will definitely be talking about it when it comes out. There's some huge moments in the game, but I will say it is not the most popular in the series for a few reasons.
Of the main character that have no issue doing shady business.
No, it's not for that reason. You would imagine that the shady character would be hated for that. He's actually one of the more beloved characters so far. But
why is it so divisive?
The issue is with Falcom and releasing their titles too frequently, in my opinion. So in 2021, Trails Through Daybreak 1 came out, right? With this new character who's in the gray area. The sequel to that game was released just 12 months later. And often when Falcom releases this RPG series back to back, they become too complacent with reusing assets for their dungeons, for their monsters, for the formatting of certain story events. And
I feel so basically you're getting the same game just with a different story. I see you.
Yeah, that is it sucks because anytime Falcom takes off 1 year, like gives themselves 2 years to release a Trails game, it's awesome. But every once in a while they go, "Oh, we're going to release these back to back," and you see it immediately. I think the only other time
back to back, but at least sell it for less, like not 60.
And remember, these are all sequels, so like it's the next thing that happens, but sometimes there just isn't enough progression towards the end of these sagas in these quick releases. Maybe I should like write like a long thing.
Yeah, I don't need to ask you what the fuck is going on with Falcom and East? How they release East 10 and then all of the sudden want to release East 10 the definitive edition or whatsoever?
Yeah. Okay. The reason this comes off and makes everybody salty, because I saw a lot of salt about that, is
Would
Falcom.
you not be salty?
I'm not that salty. Can I? Yeah, I haven't said much on Twitter because I think I'd probably get beat up for it. But the reason I'm not salty is Falcom still caters to Japan first. The definitive edition of East 10, I'm sorry, the original version of East 10 came out in 2023, October 2023. I finished it in October 2023. So if you tell me 2 years later in 2025 it's getting a definitive edition, I'm kind of okay with it because I finished the game 2 years ago. Now,
Okay,
for fans in America, I get it.
Yeah.
But for me, I finished it in October 20. That's a long time ago for me right now. And I finished it within 30 days of buying it. So, but I get it because right now fans might still just be getting to East 10. And they're like, oh, well, they localize it, like I feel spat on. But the truth might be that NIH may not, I'm sorry, NIH, Nippon Ichi Software, NISA, NISA might not localize that game until 2026. Which is still not great, but I don't know if they're going to make that come to the West so soon.
Yeah.
I wouldn't be surprised. Why? Because the new Trails game, the remake that hopefully you guys all try, is coming out this year.
Oh yeah.
And Trails Through Daybreak 2 is coming out next week. Oh yes, please.
I have a question.
Yes.
What is stopping them from having like a localization team?
So
that way you can simul drop these things.
I will say this. The short answer is they're finally fixing it. This fall, a remake of the first game is coming out everywhere.
Okay.
Yeah, like there's 15 games, right? The first game is getting a full remake, full voiceover, everything's redone worldwide. It's the first time they've ever done this. Because they've been hearing people saying like, "Oh, well, I won't buy the game because it's not on my console," or "Oh, like I don't want to play this old isometric game from 2004."
So Trails in the Sky is going to come to Xbox.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry, not Xbox.
No.
Oh,
yeah. I'm sorry. I'm sorry. I forgot. I'm sorry. Yeah, it's like Switch. Oh, that too. Yeah, well, it's not on PlayStation 4 or 5 unless you live in Japan. If you live in Japan, they do have like a way that you can access it through streaming.
Wait, hold up! It's not on PlayStation 5.
No, yeah, you cannot play Trails FC on PS5 or 4. Only on PS3. And only in Japan. They only released it on PS3 in Japan.
I'm talking about the Trails that's coming out this year.
No, that one will be on PS5. Yes.
Oh, okay. You almost gave me a heart attack. I hate you.
I'm sorry. I didn't mean to say it that way. But people have been upset that the first trilogy, the one that everybody wants to start, is not been available except for on Steam. Or GOG. GOG. So, yes, so Jubei, it's finally happening. And of course, I'll be on my like big, what do they call it, campaigning and propaganda this fall when it gets released worldwide, except for Xbox. But maybe they will, because they really want to make money off of this. They believe in the series enough that they redid their engine again. Like it's a brand new updated engine. It looks. Have you seen the gameplay, Jubei?
Yes.
Okay, you've seen it. So yeah, people are very excited.
Night and day difference, eh?
Oh my gosh! I mean, if you compare it to the 04 version, for sure. So, okay, so if that goes well, Jubei, I think they're gonna stop this whole staggered release thing. This whole like wait 18 months.
Like I have it on. I have Trails in the Sky 1. I have that on PC, and then I had Trails of Cold Steel on the Vita.
Oh right. Yeah. Now, right now, what's on the plate is they say if the first chapter, like the one that the like really sprite looking one, if that sells well, they'll do the whole trilogy remade. And there's another duology in Crossbell that they'll remake. So there'll be 5 remakes, but they will not do Cold Steel. They're not thinking about Cold Steel right now because that's at least 3D.
Cold Steel is just released like not too long ago, so that's understandable.
Yeah, true. So yeah, sorry that was long-winded, but gaming has been good. And at some point I'm gonna play this. I just installed what's that game? The Gears game, but it's not Gears. Oh shit, what is it called?
Which one? It's a Gears like,
Warhammer.
but not Gears.
Space
Okay.
Marine 2. Space Marine 2.
Okay. Yep.
Yeah, need to actually play that. And I'm getting the platinum in Astrobot on the way. I have almost all the bots. My sons watch me, so I can't play too fast, but I have like 275 bots. Or 270 something bots.
You did that. You did the most difficult mission.
Ooh, what is that? Is it in the bird area? Is it in the last zone?
It's literally basically you need to do every single button area. I don't know if you've done them before.
Oh yes, I've done them all.
Okay, did you do the combined one?
What? There's a combined one?
That's literally the final area, the final bot. Good luck.
Some of those are brutal.
Um,
Some of them are like, okay, it's
to
fine.
be
Some of them are
fair,
brutal.
To be fair, the only brutal one is the one with the duck and the lava.
Duck?
That's it.
The duck and the lava. Oh, I think I do remember that one.
Yeah,
Yeah, the duck. There's another one that was in the dark. It was a square level. I didn't
Yeah,
like
I
that
feel
one
you.
either.
Good luck with the final one. It's gonna be interesting to see
Oh
how you go
Lord.
there.
Oh my God.
It took me what less than 2 hours to perfect it.
Okay.
It's
Okay.
doable. It's doable.
I was really happy when I ran into Rudy Rough Knight, the bot for Rudy Rough Knight from Wild Arms. That was really cool.
Yeah, I love the cameos. I absolutely love the cameos.
Cameos are dope.
But sorry, Pharaoh, I took over your show.
I'm sorry. Yeah. What's up, Pharaoh?
Yeah. Zuri, you want to go first, or?
Nah, go ahead. Let me think of something. I don't think anything might be
Um,
for me. Yeah, it might be. It might be all you, sir.
no. No. Just something. Something we mentioned it, or I mentioned in the chat. Just like the fact that we're literally getting 12 games from Microsoft in 12 months from when Hellblade 2 came out. That is insane. If they can do that, that means a game a quarter is 100% doable because they're doing more than that. Yeah, that makes sense. Right. Yep. Correct.
I think that's what makes it so different between because Microsoft, you said it right now, they are combined of 3 publishers. So of course they're gonna be releasing all these games, which is great for us, cause for everyone there is something to play.
Yep. Yep. Hellblade 2 it was at the yeah, remember it was at the reveal for the Series X.
Yeah. Uh, I
No,
think
it
that
wasn't.
one had State of Decay 3. We haven't heard
Oh
anything
yeah.
about that. I'm not sure if Everwild was in it. Kind of, yeah. Fable, yeah.
Yep.
I mean, look, they running me my games. I got nothing more to say.
Hmm. Yep. Yep. Yes. Hmm. Yeah. A well done single A game, but yes.
So yeah, I think this mark the so basically this solidified Xbox as a third-party publisher. Yeah, but I think it's very recently that they started pushing on PlayStation like that. Like, and to get and to bring literally one of their OG Forza on PlayStation, I am absolutely now expecting Halo and Gears to go there as well. I would not be surprised if we're gonna get a reveal anytime soon. It
I'm
you
still of the
could
ilk. Give them the
y-
multiplayer, bro. Don't give them the campaign. Just give them the
exactly.
multiplayer.
And that's why you guys are fixated on multiplayer. Nah, it's not multiplayer. It's single player too. Like,
Yeah. Yeah. The only one that did get touched was Gears 1 with the Ultimate Edition of Gears 1. Yeah.
they can make a combined bundle, and for the live service, they can have 5 be the live service. Like, I, I am I am expecting the OG to go to PlayStation. I mm-hmm.
Okay. That's fine. They can have the master. They can have the Master Chief Collection, but they're not getting. I don't want them to have Infinite's campaign. That's. Mhm. Or they find a way to incorporate all the multiplayer elements from MCC into Infinite. I don't know. I still don't want them to have it. They shouldn't have no campaigns. That they don't get a cutoff of. Right.
That don't make no sense though. It doesn't. If it doesn't. If people are gonna want, like, if I need to choose between, let's say, a Microsoft game or let's say not a PlayStation game, just a random game, I can go for buy both. Why should I choose? That make
Hmm.
no. It
I
don't see
don't know
what
about
you
that,
think.
man.
Yeah, that doesn't. That does no. That even the casual PlayStation games like no. Absolutely
You're. I guess the general reason why everything you're saying is correct, but I think part of the reason why PlayStation is still around is even though it doesn't sell 30 million copies, PlayStation gamers expect a certain type of game, and they typically support it. And so whatever that number might be, you want to say, "Oh, Horizon only sold this, only sold that." There are fans that like the Horizon series that are probably going to get the next Horizon game. I just don't
yeah
see
me.
that number being interrupted by Gears being there. I just don't.
Yeah, that makes no sense. Go ahead.
Okay.
It don't.
I
No,
I
no.
just I just think that is
It
absolutely
absolutely
crazy.
no. It doesn't.
I think
No,
it's
wait. Hold up. First of all,
you
first
don't
of
even
all,
know how many games that game
yeah. No,
sold.
wait. Copy. First of,
Yeah,
first of all.
right. Well, yeah. Mm,
Pero,
mm-mm.
pero,
I don't agree.
pero. Which genre is Horizon? Forza Horizon. Okay, and which genre is Gran Turismo? So, dude, put your, put, dude, that's you, that's, dude, that's you, but that's you. Me, I'm different. I know the difference between, yeah, dude, no,
Play-
dude,
So place
the fact,
so
the,
PlayStation has the full support for Polyphony Digital, right, and gives them all the resources that they need. Do you really think Xbox is going to do all this advertisement and all that stuff for the next Horizon on PlayStation? You think that like they're really going to compete? Like, oh, look at the dip in Gran Turismo 8 sales because of the new Horizon game. You really think that's going to happen? If you look at Gran Turismo 7, it came out within a year of the Forza game. It came out within a year of the other Horizon game, and it's still sold. It's like one of the best-selling numbered. I'm talking about okay, F1. Any other racer, it is not F1. Need for Speed. I mean, name one.
Need for Speed hasn't been good since Most Wanted.
I
Two
personally I personally agree with you. I don't think Need for Speed's very good, but it's typically considered the best-selling games.
Bruh, Underground 2 and Most Wanted, those are the only two games that I give them credit for. Like,
I mean, I agree. Well, this one more, but I honestly don't like Need for Speed. Like, I never like Need for Speed. I'm not a. No. Okay. Yeah, I personally think that, like, I guess I don't look at. I'm sorry to jump in on Omar and Jube if you wanted to say something. Go ahead.
no, you're
I
good.
don't typically see um any. Okay, I give Xbox credit for how much they are publishing what could be some high potential franchises. For example, Gears will continue. That should be great. I think Halo will hopefully be back. I think that'll be great. I really don't have anything against Horizon. I love Horizon 4. Didn't play a lot of Horizon 5. But I think it'll be a great series. But from the PlayStation, like me as a gaming perspective, I just look at Xbox facilitating like any other publisher for me. Maybe I guess how you guys look at MLB The Show on the Xbox side. You're like, oh, well, I can just get MLB The Show over here. I'll just support over here. I'll just buy this here. But I don't see it like in any way disturbing any game that would be critical for me, like whatever sorry, Naughty Dog's new studio or Guerrilla's new studio. I mean, yes. I mean, if Gears comes out, I'm definitely getting it. I don't know if it'll be this gen, but I do think that Gears in some capacity would come to PlayStation after what we're seeing with Indiana Jones and Phil Spencer saying whatever about not Elder Scrolls, but Starfield.
Are we sure? Like, the first Gears of War was like the 360 game. Like, that was like. Yep.
Yes, you're correct. Yeah. You don't
Outside of
think
the first one.
those games will get any sort of facelift and use the reason we've never finished a version for PlayStation or for this particular SKU?
But does this
Well,
seem like not the perfect opportunity to do so?
well,
Like, you don't
is
gotta.
Halo 1 Anniversary not a remaster?
Oh yeah, and Master
That's
Chief
true.
Collection for that
And
matter,
they have a
right?
lot of
Master
bodies
Chief
over there.
Collection's a remaster.
Which was wildly
Nope.
successful.
And then nope, they did remaster that one weird card game. What the hell was it called?
Card game?
No, like no, it's like an OG Xbox game, like Phantom Dust. Jesus Christ, they have
Oh wow,
remastered
Phantom
Phantom
Dust.
Dust. Like,
Okay, yeah.
Phantom Dust. Okay, yeah, heck yeah, I remember that.
no, I'm not digging. Yes, but
I
they
mean, that was a
do.
good game.
They do, but
What was I about to say though? I think that Coalition is big enough that they could have somebody on that squad work on some sort of remaster. Because E-Day, I know E-Day takes a lot of focus, but I think once a game gets to a certain phase, you got people sitting in chairs twiddling their thumbs, either working on another IP
No, to
or
my understanding, if there is a Marcus Phoenix collection in the works, I heard that there is one. It's being done by a whole different studio.
Interesting.
Not being done by Coalition.
no, they need the people that did the cutscenes for Halo 2 Anniversary to get in there and do them damn cutscenes. Like, those are still some of the best cutscenes I've ever seen.
But I thought I was crazy. Doesn't Gears of War have the and it's old? Doesn't Gears of War have the Ultimate Edition?
Yeah, it's like a full-on.
Yes, it does, which is a
It's a
remaster.
full-on remake.
Like, yes, of Gears 1, right?
Yes,
of
it's
Gears
a
1.
full remake of Gears 1.
Yeah. My assumption, I would always assume they would just take that and bring it up to the Xbox One.
No, that
Or
was
the Series X and Series S. Like, you just take that game and bring it on up. Like, I don't think they got to do a lot of work in remastering. Like,
no,
and particularly,
people are saying the whole Gears collection is gone. And
I mean,
I don't think you just give them the first one and the last one. Like,
I think if you base 2 and 3, and I think 4 you can just pull up.
yeah,
But 2 and 3,
Forza series is a Xbox One game.
Yeah, you can pull that up. So really, you only have to do 2 and 3.
You gotta do 2, 3, and Judgment. 4 games.
I'll give it Judgment, but sure. And Judgment, where Judgment was a 1 game.
No, it's 360.
Okay, so it's Judgment, 2 and 3 that you'll actually have to, what I would imagine, put in some effort into. Where 4, I think you really can just pull it up. It's not that far away. Ultimate, which is just 1, is already there. 5, you don't need to do anything with. I don't imagine that's a heavy lift, particularly if the best you do is make them just comparable to the Ultimate Edition. Remember, you're only putting, if you're just
was a full on remake, so you're talking about,
yeah, but that was done 10 years ago. So like you gotta, like, whatever you did 10 years ago has got to be much easier now than it was 10 years ago, and should probably cost you less.
Putting the game.
It's a cost. Yeah, it's a cost. I'm not gonna say that, but like
you also have to think like it's Unreal and the Coalition or whatever. Like they run this Unreal shit.
I'm
like
not saying
they've done amazing things. So
yeah, I'm not saying
it makes sense if they're gonna do it. I don't think it's gonna be as big an effort as you think.
No, I'm not talking about the effort. What I'm saying is they don't remaster games, right? Basically, for the most part, they don't remaster. So you're not going to get the 360 version of Gears of War 1, 2, 3, and Judgment. Like they would most likely remake.
but why wouldn't you get those?
Because nobody's gonna want to play the 360 version of Gears of War with just PlayStation button tapping.
I mean, if PlayStation players want to play it, they want to play it, right? Like, it's either play that or go to the Xbox. Because right now, if somebody wanted to play 2 or 3, how would they play it?
All right, so the reason that I say that is because I feel Xbox wants to give you a certain experience. They don't just want to throw a game over there just to buy it. So
I guess,
I think,
but it doesn't seem.
I think I think if it's going over there, it's going over there in the best possible state they can put it. So if we're saying Gears is going over there, I'm saying that it's going over there as part of the Marcus Phoenix collection, and they're gonna show that their IP in the best light. They're not gonna throw their IP over there and give you what Gears was like 20 years ago. In a sense.
So what's the Marcus Phoenix collection?
Whatever issues Gears of War had 20 years ago, you play an old game, you realize it's not quite what you remember it to be. Like, I was playing the original Ninja Gaiden, and like the game is cool, but like there's certain aspects from 20 years ago you're like, this could really, fix it. I don't think that they're dropping that type of game over there in a state that people would be critical of it. I think if they do it, they're gonna do it like at a premium quality. Basically, what I'm saying. I'm not saying it's hard or that it's let work. I just don't think they're gonna give you a 20-year-old version of it. It would be like
So that they would remake all 5 or all 4 Gears of Wars.
I mean, if do them all at once, the games aren't that long. They're like, that would be like the equivalent of like remaking a 50-hour game. The campaigns are like 12 hours.
If that.
Yeah, the campaigns aren't that long, so we're not talking about that would be like doing like Dead Space or like a Resident Evil remake. It would be the equivalent of that, and if you release it as a collection, it would be like doing like one story-based game that's like 30 hours.
But some of it has got to be different, right? Like, because not all of them play the same from 1 to 3 to 4. So it either then becomes
there's different combat mechanics, but I mean,
right. But do you even out all the combat mechanics across the way? Because
I would probably think you do. I would probably think out the combat mechanics. You don't make a person learn how to play differently in the second one than you did in the first one when you released like all four at once.
And so I guess the idea being the Marcus Phoenix collection is what this is supposed to be.
Yeah.
Interesting.
And then remaking remaking all the Gears makes sense even if it was only on Xbox, even if it wasn't going to PlayStation, because E-Day is a prequel. So you're gonna want to bring those old games up to current standards if the prequel does really well. So it makes sense to remake them anyway at this point.
Right. Well, I get the remaking part. My part was for PlayStation. It's just like you can have this, but if you want to play Gears in its full remake glory, you come to us.
I mean, I can see them doing that too, but
like that just feels like much more likely. Because I guess the only thing is, and part of my I like how Xbox is moving, but part of my confusion is, particularly if we're talking about, putting your games on here and maybe Forza might eat into GTA sales. Then my question is, so where do people who are Xbox fans fit into this? Like, where does Game Pass fit into this? Where do your consoles fit into this?
Well,
if you're splitting this audience, because the audience that you've cultivated, including the casual ones, like to play on your Xbox. So it's not going to really eat into your GTA sales. It feels like you're cannibalizing your own sales by not keeping them. And I don't necessarily you don't want to keep them on there.
You're losing out on a potential 30%. So basically, what you're saying is like, if the game was exclusive, you might make more money. Because I don't think those Xbox players, those Game Pass players that you're talking about, are gonna go to PlayStation by Gears of War. I
don't think any of them are.
I think they'll just play it where they're at. But I think people who are interested in Gears of War that never had an Xbox, but they always had some sort of interest, they'll buy it on PlayStation. But I mean, is there the potential that a PlayStation player who never owned an Xbox will buy an Xbox and purchase the game and Xbox get 100%? Sure, but it's even more likely that that same person would purchase the game if it's already in place, they're already playing.
I agree with that.
Yeah, I agree with that. I just don't know if that casual person, because casual folks, and if it's not out of sight, out of mind type of thing, like, I don't think there's a great amount of casual people who are still pining to play Gears of War. Like, they've just forgotten about it.
I don't think it's a still thing. I think Xbox is gonna market it pretty strongly.
You do?
Yeah.
I mean, I hope they do, but what? Why? Why do you think that?
Well, and I've asked because like they didn't market Forza that strongly.
Is going to be that collection is going to be on Game Pass, so it's going to be like, okay, yep, we're good there. Like, what do you really have to market? You don't have to. You're not marketing to Xbox people. They're getting out of that. Like, Xbox kind of markets itself like Netflix does. Like, you know exactly what that is. You don't need.
I would love to see like trains with posters and like I just don't think they're gonna do it.
Xbox doesn't do traditional marketing the way that PlayStation or some of the other companies traditional marketing where you get to see pictures of the marketing like regions, but they do a great job of marketing their games in their shows. They do these fantastic shows, and they're able to display their product, and then their additional materials come out beyond that.
And they, not to discredit Xbox, they do still do quote unquote traditional marketing. It's just that we spend so much time. For example, I don't watch ads on YouTube, but if you have ads on YouTube, it'll show up then.
You'll see plenty of them if you. But I pay for YouTube Premium, so I don't see them.
Yeah,
I think
if you watch Twitch, it'll show up on there. So anytime you watch Twitch, then you aren't subbed, you're going to get an ad. And I've seen PlayStation ads, I've seen Xbox ads. Xbox doesn't have anything currently at the moment, but the only reason why I'm like, are they going to market it? Because they didn't market Forza, and I watch Twitch with ads. I've not seen a single Forza like coming to PlayStation.
I don't think they.
Right, and that's the game you can brag about anywhere.
That's the game that's supposed to take GT sales.
I don't think that's a game that necessarily requires marketing. That's like it's like Rolls Royce. Don't have to market Rolls.
There's no Rolls Royce commercial. We know
I would.
exactly what it is.
That's what I'm saying.
I mean, maybe it sells.
I would
but
put I would put Gears above Forza if we're going to put that. And I see Gears commercials everywhere. In fact, one of the Gears commercials with all the familiar places song playing is like legendary. It's a legendary commercial.
It is. It
like
is.
if we talk Rolls Royce, it's Gears, not Forza, as far as I'm concerned.
Marketing. It was perfect song.
Yeah. Like, but I remember Gears 5 ads, and I was like, Forza, but like it's fine. It's a racing game.
Forza has done a lot of good things with their marketing. I think you remember what was that McLaren, the McLaren P3? It debuted on Forza on the Forza stage for Xbox, and it sold out that very day. So
yep.
Forza in its own way is Rolls Royce in the racing space. Doesn't mean that Lamborghinis and Ferraris don't also exist in the racing space. They're like Rolls Royce. They don't got a market. It's one of them games that they don't have to put a big market.
I hear you, but just like that McLaren. That McLaren was going to sell out with or without Forza. Like, because the people who want McLarens probably don't even care about Forza to begin with. So they buying that game. In the same way that like when GTA 4 dropped and it came alongside the 4 GT, like the people, the massive audience who bought GTA 4 aren't going out to buy the 4 GT. They can't afford it.
Okay.
Like that's just what it is. And same for the McLaren, because more often than not, people were buying McLaren at least 45 plus. Except for your handful of younger 20-something streamers or like famous folks. Like the age gap goes much higher. These folks are not getting the new Xbox. They might have it. They might have kids who have it. They aren't interested. They don't care.
Look, 40-year-old gamers is common now.
40-year-old gamers are very common. 40-year-old people who aren't gamers are still more common.
That's very true.
Because
that's a good point.
No,
I don't.
And we're talking about when Forza dropped. So that's at least a few years ago.
Yeah,
but like people up there. But
I think when gaming started in the 80s and 90s, I think it was a lot of 20-year-olds playing it, and 30 years later when the McLaren came out, I'm sure they were still, a good chunk of them were still playing games.
I hear you. I put it to you like this: I work in politics. I have worked for at least 5 mayors. Only one of them that I could even presume plays video games.
Well,
I know the others don't.
The gaming circle is the gaming pool is pretty neat as far as entertainment. I mean, like we got a pool of 600 million customers. I think like console, PC, all that. They might got like 100 million total worldwide out of 3 billion people on Earth.
Absolutely. But that's what I mean. Like more 40-year-olds who don't play games than there are actual gamers. But that's largely irrelevant. Like, I'd be intrigued to see how this works for Xbox. I like the idea of doing it because it's like the idea of them doing something different. But now that particularly me who owns an Xbox, I'm just like, well, I don't even know if I'll see Forza on the splash page when I turn on my PlayStation.
I don't think it will.
Yeah, so then it just becomes like, again, if we're talking casuals, like how are they even supposed to know it's there? Because PlayStation doesn't even do a good job of putting their games on the splash page.
Oh,
let alone somebody else's. And then how am I supposed to see that over the new Call of Duty expansion or whatever 2K or Madden's doing or whatever what Marvel Rivals is popping off right now? Like it just feels like I don't know how they're going to manage both. I always thought the idea was you release on Xbox and then maybe like a year later PlayStation can have it.
I mean, Thieves didn't get any marketing, and it was the number
one.
It didn't, and it was the number one.
Yeah,
it came out.
And awesome for Sea of Thieves. I got no beef with it.
I'm just saying, Forza's a lot bigger than Sea of Thieves, and Sea of Thieves is huge, and we keep underestimating how huge. I won't say I keep underestimating how big Sea of Thieves
I damn
is.
sure didn't.
But
No, but Sea of Thieves is massive. It's
I
the
never
challenge
see it.
with
I never see it as a massive game. I always underestimate it. I will admit.
it. It's because it's not as massive as a true massive game, but it is big enough to sustain its own thing and be comfortable.
Yeah, 30 million people playing that thing throughout the year on average. I mean, that's pretty.
That's not World of Warcraft. That's not Minecraft.
It's
That's not
not,
Call
but
of
it's
Duty.
still
Like
pretty. It's still
that,
pretty.
but that's what I mean. Like it is. It's big enough to sustain its own orbit and be comfortable.
Yeah. Like,
Like it does perfectly fine in its own little space, and people can come in and out of it. And that's cool. But like, I think the reason why we don't hear about it, or you forget about, like, you never forget how big Minecraft is. You simply cannot.
I forget how big Minecraft is until I see my kids.
And part
I
of it's
know it's the biggest game ever, but I don't
Mm.
ever be like, oh, Minecraft.
Or Fortnite makes an idea to stay in your mind
Yeah,
every
Fortnite's
3
always
months.
Fortnite's always at the forefront. They're always doing
Yeah.
something. But Minecraft, nah. Minecraft is just like a staple in people's households to the point where it's like, and it's cheap enough that
It's
you own
like a
multiple
rite of
editions.
passage. It's like because kids go through this phase where they they want the toys and the books and all that shit. Like it's totally a thing.
Yeah, it's like a staple of like childhood now that you have to have like Minecraft. And then like another thing that we talk about with Minecraft is that like a lot of stuff like stuff like that. Like it's
Yep.
bigger than just pretty.
Apparently a 2 might be coming out.
I don't think they'll. I think they'll.
Well, it's not them. It's Notch. Apparently, he wants to appear back and make his own version of Minecraft 2 again. Rumored.
But yeah, I mean the biggest thing with Minecraft is that they have a lot of people, a lot of companies licensing the game for purpose. Like editing, coding, stuff like that. So it's beyond like individual sales.
But doesn't that, maybe I might run that, seem more reasonable? In fact, I feel even better about it considering your Sea of Thieves example. Like Sea of Thieves came out much later and still did crazy numbers. I guess what's the impetus of putting it so? Oh, maybe they aren't. Maybe I'm misconstruing, but like it feels like they're going to, like, once we release this, it'll also be on PlayStation. We're like, what's wrong with holding it for a year, 6 months?
I mean, they held Indiana Jones for like. I mean, we still don't know when Indiana Jones is coming to place. We don't have a date.
Right. That just feels like that should be the strategy.
We have a month.
That would be my strategy.
Yeah, we have a month range. I mean, a season range, I should say. We don't have a hard date for. It's supposed to be in the spring, so I would guess what, between March and 8th, or March and early June could technically be considered spring. So, I doubt it'd be May drops. April or March could be because I can't think of it. I'm off place particular months outside of what that's 3 drop next month, March. Right. So
When's the new
April will probably be for Indiana.
When's the new Jurassic Park movie come out? Maybe there's some universal synergy.
Yeah, but I would lean March for Indiana Jones. So you get March. No, April. But the end of this month is Monster Hunter Wild. Got March. Assassin's Creed Shadow. Got April. Indiana Jones. That would make. I'd say April probably more likely. But apparently, I know it's not one of our topics, but apparently, State of Play is happening next week. But kind of saying, so if that's the case, we might get.
Isn't there a sorry to jump in randomly? Isn't there like a Monster Hunter showcase tomorrow or something like that?
Stop watching them.
Like I usually go ahead. I'm sorry, Reggie. Go ahead.
IGN has been covering them pretty exclusively for like a while now. Like there've been like I've seen at least 4 months just straight up monster previews. One of which being our boy, what's his name, Gravios.
Yeah, Gravios is back.
Yeah, apparently there's some. I believe there's a staffer at IGN who's a massive Monster Hunter fan. Like she goes, she speaks with the developers pretty regularly. Like she's their Monster Hunter person. So I think she got all of these, first looks, and they all show up on IGN.
So can I ask you, Reggie? Because I mean, you played a lot more Iceborne than me. So you probably played Monster Hunter Rising, right? Is
Yeah,
it called Rising? And I
Rise.
never played those. Rise.
Yeah.
What would be like the number one surprising return of a Wyvern or Elder?
Not gonna lie, they kind of hit it with me a little bit already. Gravios,
That actually
who looked
surprises me.
massive. Our boy, Mr. Hipcheck would be great. The Plessy would be excellent.
Oh my god, hip check the whole room. Oh my goodness.
And I'd really like to see Lao Shang.
Oh wow.
I don't think I've seen Lao Shang in a long time.
Because Lao Shang was not in World, right? No. Okay.
None of the original, because I dropped off after a while. So like Nerigante is not from World. I know he was previous.
He was?
I think he was previous, yeah. I don't think he was a
I didn't
World
know that.
exclusive. I think the Zinganor was a World exclusive.
Zinganor. Is that the lightning?
The lightning dog thing, yeah.
Oh yeah. I remember that one. Yeah, that's a nasty one.
Yeah, so Kazoo would be fun.
That would be my number one.
Yeah.
If Kazoo is in it, I would probably freak out. That was always such a crazy looking wyvern. Yeah, I'd be very surprised if that one showed up. And you know me, I gotta have my Diablos, but I'm sure that's like a sure.
Yeah, Diablos is a sure bet. Right alongside like Rathalos. Like they're basically the two stars of the game.
Yeah.
That's where
You can't have Monster Hunter without a Rathalos, my goodness. Yeah, it's gonna be hype.
Okay, wait. All of us should just get it.
Oh. And it starts with crossplay, right? At launch?
Yeah, Monster Hunter has crossplay at launch.
It better.
Yeah,
it better be.
It's full crossplay at launch.
Is it Game Pass for Xbox?
No, Monster Hunter is not Game Pass.
Okay.
It typically does make it to Game Pass after a year.
Eventually, yeah.
After a year, it typically makes it to Game Pass because was it Monster Hunter Rise came and it was day one in Game Pass because it didn't launch on console at first. It only launched on the.
It launched on the Switch, yeah. And you're right. When it did come to consoles, it was on Game Pass.
Yeah.
So yeah, probably in a couple months or
Monster
maybe
Hunter,
a year.
Monster Hunter Worlds made it to Game Pass as well.
Yep.
So history tells us that it will make it there.
Eventually. Because they like the money.
Yeah.
More people get to play.
After that initial sales window, after they capture those initial sales in that calendar year, that's when they do it. Especially when they're about to start dropping DLCs, they'll drop it in Game Pass, and then people can play it in Game Pass and buy the DLC, even if they're not going to buy the.
It's actually the perfect. That Monster Hunter has one of the better cadences to do that too, because every time they're about to drop a new DLC, they bring back all the old events and just allow all new players to be like, hey, you want this new thing? Go jump into it right now. Where the regular players might have had to wait another 3 months for it to show up.
Yeah.
Like, it's such a great strategy.
So it sounds like since we're starting to talk about other games, we're ready to move on to our next topic. Unless anybody else has anything else regarding Xbox they want to talk about. I know Omar kind of wants to talk about, I think it was the Call of Duty sales, 64% of them being on PlayStation. Did you want to hit on that real quick, Omar?
No,
before we moved on?
No, we can move on. It's just that Xbox is becoming a third party even in sales, so congratulations to them.
Okay. So,
this one for Kofi,
Kofi,
No Man's Sky.
You're gonna lead this topic because I don't know exactly where you want to go with it. But I know you wanted to talk about the No Man's Sky new update. You kind of talked about it a little bit in your intro.
Oh yeah, sorry. I realized maybe it should have been just what's on my mind, and I meant to message the group again.
No,
But
if
yeah,
it's only what's on your mind, that's fine. I can always edit the show title. Roller
yeah, we can
Coaster.
return to it. I wasn't sure if we had anybody here that had been playing it on and off. But I was just looking at I think his name is Sean Murray, right? The creator of No Man's Sky, and how recently the game, after all these years on Steam, finally switched to overall positive reviews.
Yeah.
And it just made me think about their commitment to making that game grow. And I've hopped in and out of the game. Of course, I think I played it maybe like a couple months after launch, and then I think I played it 2 years after launch, and then I played I think the first mech when they added mechs like 3 years ago. I didn't play the Worlds One update, but this Worlds Two update just made me think again. I've always wanted to spend more time in this space exploration game. There's just so much to see. When I see some of these videos, I don't know if you saw the one viral video where this guy, and this sounds crazy, but this guy built what looks like SpongeBob SquarePants' house underwater on a planet. It looks like one for one. I was like,
Oh, that's
this
awesome.
is so cool. Yeah, it's
So
it's like there's so many cool things you could do, and some of the like you gotta just go to YouTube on your free time and look at what people have built for their friends to visit before they go on whatever quest. I just so impressed by all of
yeah,
that.
so I played No Man's Sky, but I played it like a year or two. And
Yeah,
this is actually a credit to the game. Um the game really makes you feel the vastness of space. Um and by that I mean the game can feel uh pretty lonely if you're not playing with friends. So that
yeah,
kind of like that part of it kind of took me out of it. Um because I was like on these planets and it was, you were looking for resources on these planets, but it was just, you know, there wasn't a lot of interaction. Um, you're in space, you're exploring the planet. Um, so I think I like the game. I like the concept of the game, but I would definitely some playing buddy play that with because you do feel,
yeah.
especially when you're when I first when I left my first planet, it was taking forever for me to get to the next planet. Like it was like
Really?
yeah,
Oh.
I unless I was doing something wrong. Dude, like I was like going through like asteroid fields and all this other stuff. And then
You're using the hyperdrive, right, or like the high speed?
I don't know if I had the hyperdrive. I don't think you start out with the hyperdrive.
You have to like I don't know how like I think we played this. It's totally different phases, but you can build it and then you just like hold circle and then you go real quick
Yeah, I think I went.
or
I think
A
I
or
could
B.
go fast, but it wasn't like hyperdrive.
Okay,
So it
okay.
still took some time to get from one spot to the other. But like I said, it 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 does a very good job of really making you feel the vastness of space when you're traveling through it, when you're on these planets and all these other things. Um, and for me personally, it's kind of hard to play that type of. Like, not that I don't have the attention span for it, but it's just feels very lonely. Feels like
So I
it feels
agree
like
with
you're in
you
space.
that yes. Well, I agree with you very much that it seems a lot more fun with friends. And I'm sure you saw they added a feature where like you can just join wherever somebody else is. Like you can just like immediately go to another person. And that was a problem when the game first launched. The
Yeah,
first launch, they were like, "There's so many planets we never find each other."
yeah,
And then I've seen like sometimes I'm in like the Reddit for No Man's Sky, and there are
mhm,
people that they just like gather friends. There's just a bunch of people hanging out, and they all like look between their starships, or they all go to one person's base.
yeah,
That to me sounds like the most fun, but I've just never put in the time commitment to do that.
yeah,
There's always some RPG or something else to play, but
yeah. I mean,
at some point I want to
it's
do it.
like what I'm saying is actually a compliment to the game, but the compliment to the game is also what kind of pulled me away from the game at the same time. Um,
I feel it.
so um, yeah, the environments were beautiful and everything like that, and these new environments and the trailers that I've seen, they look amazing in the new update. Um, But yeah, definitely need some friends, and if they've created new tools to kind of help you get to your friends faster, I think that'll definitely increase playtime.
Yeah, agreed.
Still, you gotta give it out to shout out to No Man's Sky for turning it around the way they did.
Yeah.
Like I remember when I say a long time ago, like years now, when literally everyone was clowning the game and saying you should never be like No Man's Sky, or this is the next No Man's Sky. And now when you look at where it is right now, every single promise they ever made, they fulfilled. Not only that, and this is the craziest part, they gave it away for free. Every single update is for free.
Yeah, and
Like,
they also got that other game coming out, where it's like a planet at scale. Y'all seen that one, right? I don't know the name of it.
from the developers of No Man's Sky, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
It's like a planet at scale, and it
Yeah.
looks amazing.
Yeah. So it with No Man's Sky, it literally feels like almost like, how do I say that? It's like you need to invest in it.
Yeah.
Like, yes, you can play it casually, but this would eat your life away if you play it. So it's
Yeah.
gonna be interesting to see how polished their next game is going to be. Cause
Yeah, I want to play that other game. What is it called? What is it called again?
yeah,
Light
I
No
forgot
Fire,
what's
right?
called.
Light No Fire.
Yeah. Yes, yes.
I'd have to look. That Light No Fire.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Light No Fire looks like a day one for me.
Oh yeah, survival game that's got the dragons and all that. Yeah.
Yeah.
Game looks gorgeous.
Yeah.
That's all I remember.
I love the concept of like it looks like it's one entire planet now with all the detail kind of focused in on just one planet, and that could be just as engaging.
Yeah.
So yeah,
Yeah, but it's supposed to be like at scales. Like you can literally spend like an entire
right,
day climbing a mountain.
right, yeah, yeah.
So yeah, I look forward to trying this one out as well. I don't know how much time I'll be able to give it, but it does look amazing. It just might not be amazing for me, but I definitely want to. It looks like you can play it right now. It says when I'm on the website, it says play. Oh, is that I don't get 'em?
Not out yet.
I know it's not out, but they might have like a little like alpha. Like I don't. Maybe it's just talking about the play. That's probably all I'm talking like thing now. But this is definitely a game I'm interested. I don't know how. Like I said, I don't know how much. I am interested. About that. But if we don't have anything else to talk about in regards to this No Man's Sky 2 update, we can roll without. I don't have it. I didn't have any other topics.
Yeah, it's just a low on the topic scale.
Yeah, it was a little quiet after the Forza Horizon.
Switch 2 coming out, but I know
Yeah,
we
it's
already
coming
talked
out in
about that.
April. I mean, we did get an update about Avowed that it is gonna launch with a 30, a 40, and a 60 frames mode. Day one on console. I guess the only thing I would say about that is Xbox needs to stop doing the 30 frame launch and saying, "Oh, it's just our design." Like, no, it's not your design choice. All right, you plan to release a 60 frames patch at a later date. Just be honest. Um, that's all I would say in regards to that. But I've heard a lot of great things about. I've heard some people who already played it say it might be Game of the Year material. We'll see. I know a lot of people are fans of Pillars of Eternity and the same world, so Obsidian is known as one of the kings of RPG. So I mean, I think it's a good chance they hit. I know a lot of people. I feel like a lot of people are still having the Microsoft beware, Microsoft games worse mentality. So I think that's why you hear a lot of people being cautiously optimistic, or cautiously pessimistic on the game. But we'll see. A game drops next week. Have early access. So that's it. Let's roll our outros. You were here first, so where can you find you?
Yeah, you guys can find me at Jubei X Sensei on gaming platforms, Jubei Sensei everywhere else. Um, I'm still gonna be playing some Hellblade, and hopefully I can make it to chapter 4 in Black this week.
Huh?
Be nice.
Omar, you second in. So where can people find you and what?
Hit the like button, share the stream out. Shout out to you for hosting. You can find me on Carab_Jab on Twitter and Interplay Podcast every Saturday, 5 p.m. Eastern Time. Eternal Strand and maybe High on Life. We will see.
Okay.
See you next week.
All right. Not sure who first.
Zero. Lang coffee.
Oh, okay. Zero then Kofi. But you never know. You're not first. You're
Not
last.
first, you're last.
Yeah. So technically, Omar was last. You guys, like, whatever.
We just showed up.
Yeah. So Zero, where can we find you? What will you?
As always, guys, absolute blast. You can find me 0386 or 0.exe. Just playing, kind of beating my head into the wall with Marvel Rivals as well. I can't get out of bronze, man. I don't know what's going on. So they're everywhere. Play for Nintendo. I'm on Zelda and Pokemon. For Xbox, I'm on Indiana Jones, and for PlayStation, Marvel Rivals, and a whole host of other games, Dynasty Warriors. Just check me out and see you guys next time.
Last but not least, Kofi. Where can people find you? Kofi.
As usual, guys, can catch me on X. I hate to call it that, but yeah, creative_Kofi. And what am I going to be playing? I'll be touching on some No Man's Sky. I'm really trying to make sure the calendar stays a little bit open for Monster Hunter. I really hope that all 5 of us can have some sort of healthy rotation. Nobody wields the hammer better than me. So you're going to want me to, knock out some of those wyverns for you. No, I'm kidding. Other than that, Visions of Mana, and then the next RPG is, I think I'm going to do, what's it called? Revenge of the Seven? Romantic Saga 2 remake, Revenge of the Seven. So, yeah. See you there.
All right. And with that being said, you are getting your tongue twister. That being said, thank you everyone for coming through and getting your weekly dose of that vitamin G. We are out. Peace.
Later.
I'm on the outside looking in, and I wanna be back on the inside. I don't wanna be left on the outside, all alone. All alone.
You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. Rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, and those of this vitamin G. Vitamin G.
I don't think it's been dry. It's just, you got the Xbox
Vitamin G. Got what you need.
all alone.
Discussing that heat in the street. Hey, we got just what you need on Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G. You rockin' with beasts, discussing the heat in the streets. Take over the west and the east. I got what you need, a dose of this Vitamin G.